Hello, welcome to Tea with the President, a special segment where I get to sit down with President Naokimi and have some tea, talk about last week and the upcoming week, and what was good, what was challenging. Spill some tea while we sip some tea. Yes. Hi, President Naokimi. How's it going?
Hey, Yoshie. Good to see you again.
You too.
Yeah, it's another back to busy weeks, I guess.
Nice. I guess, okay, so for those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is just a casual conversation with President Naokimi and myself, and also you. So if you have a question for President Naokimi or me, please feel free to put them in the comments. And then in the meantime, we can just jump in. Yeah. So what was a highlight of this last week for you, President Naokimi?
Well, I think this week was a lot of like work stuff. So I'm trying to think personally. I mean, we just got back from a family dinner. That was nice.
Oh, nice.
Just going out at the end of the week to kind of relax and not have to cook or, dishes. So that was nice. We would go to a soba place nearby.
Ooh.
That's really consistently good food. So we like going there. It's not too expensive. Well, I don't know if it's a highlight. I don't think it's a highlight, but it's something different, which was I had dinner with my brother, Tadashi. He was here for the week actually to help bring my mom to the rehab to meet with my dad. So I decided, to have a meal. So me and my wife went out for dinner with him, which we don't usually do. So that was different,
I mean, if you're talking about it, it must have been different good, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, not good to call it a highlight, but I think even in my past sermon, I encourage people to reach out to your family that you don't usually talk with. So I figure, he flew in all the way from Boston to be here. So I figured it'd be nice to spend some time chatting. So anyway, I thought it was good that we could catch up, see how, what he's up to, what he's planning, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was helpful. I mean, he did bring my mom a couple times, several times to the rehab. So a couple times I wasn't able to go because of work, but it worked out that way. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's about it for highlights.
Well, I guess a question that's on everybody's mind: how is your dad? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is able to feed himself somewhat with his left hand, and seems like he does recognize when we're kind of communicating or make a joke or something like that. So, but I think still the right side is not moving. Although the nurse said that one of the rehab person did say that he noticed that there was some kind of initial movement from his side when doing one of the rehabs. So there's like small signs of kind of recovery.
Right.
So we're staying hopeful.
Right.
But it's already been, it's been 10 days, I think, since he entered rehab, acute rehab. I think there's going to be another week or two there. So yeah, we'll see. And then after that point, we're going to have to move him to a different location. There's like a certain time period that you keep them in the acute rehab. So
I see.
But we did get to shave him. That was something. I was growing out myself for about 10 days. And then Dr. Young commented that he doesn't like the beard.
Wait, was that kind of like in solidarity with your dad or on purpose or just?
It wasn't intentional, but after a week, it was just a rough week, so I
Yeah,
didn't shave.
right.
But then I was like, yeah, kind of solidarity because my dad didn't get to shave, and then I asked for Dr. Young's opinion, and it was like he didn't like the beard. Um, so what I did, it was funny. I I shaved it because I was also starting my sub-region 1 retreat on Friday. So I
Right.
just wanted to be kind of fresh and clean going in. But he wasn't there the first day. So the next morning, Zoom has this function where you can put a beard on yourself. So I wore a Zoom beard. And then I asked Dr. Young, as soon as he saw me, he made a face again. And he's like, oh my God, like this. And then I was like, I have a question for you, Dr. Young. Does true parents love Jesus? And he's like, why are you asking me such a question? It's like, well, Jesus had a beard. And then he made a comment like, that's, that he may not have had a beard or something like that. And then I made him struggle a little bit, and then I took off the Zoom beard, and he started laughing.
That's
So
fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like challenging him on his absolute statements.
Yes. And I enjoy the Zoom features in a good joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually like one of the Zoom beard looks. So
Oh, okay.
someday,
Interesting.
someday I'll try one of those. It just takes me a while to grow it out. So
Right. Okay, so
yeah.
what then was challenging about this last week?
Well, it was really busy, and I had a 2-day retreat on Friday, Saturday, so it's pretty much all day, and then Sunday's the sermon. So it was one of those days where it was busy, and then didn't have much time to prepare beforehand because we're preparing for the retreat. And then by the time I'm done with the retreat, that's when I'm starting to, prepare.
Right.
And since I'm tired, it takes like double the amount of time it usually does to focus. And like it was one of those weeks where I'm like at 1 a.m. like,
Oh no.
I think I'm done with the preparations. And then Tal, she's a trooper. I mean, she gets up at like 3 or 4 then on Sunday mornings on those kind of days and just puts together the slides based on the
gosh.
outline that I create and the quotes that I choose. So anyway, it was one of those weeks with just super busy, and right before the sermon is the most stressful. So yeah, that was probably the biggest challenge.
Yeah, so the biggest challenge was lack of time, especially when it comes to preparing your sermon.
Yeah, especially if I have something like that keeps me busy, like right before, it's not good. So mental note, yeah, I have to find a way not to pack my Saturday or Friday Saturday combo. It's the time when people are most available, but it's just hard.
Okay. So then what was a key development or a few key developments from this week?
Yeah, a lot of good developments this week. I think first thing is I did a sub-region 2 financial review. And the significance of that is that I've been doing this with each of the sub-regions. And sub-region 2 was the last one that I did, where I really gave full ownership for them to no longer receive stipends from headquarters, but they're fully responsible for their own budgets and salaries and everything from the sub-regional leader down. and the vision of like collecting 10% tithing from their communities, also receiving 80% of the Kodan funds back, so that the money that is going to headquarters is being returned. So really encouraging this sense of full ownership over their budget. And this past week was I met with the last subregion to discuss about that. So I feel like it's kind of set. This was one of my major kind of legacy actions I wanted to do from the very beginning, and
Right.
I wanted to start it at this quarter. So yeah, feeling really good that that was kind of implemented
Okay.
from July. So yeah, that was one big kind of development, I thought. Also, let's see, we had a second gen gathering with Dr. Young Wednesday night. That was
Yes.
interesting. We had like, I think like 150, 160 screens. And then
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone was curious what Dr. Young was gonna say. I thought he was gonna just, well, I wasn't expecting him to speak for 38 minutes. But I facilitated a few, discussion points, which I thought was good. And some of the points he made were pretty strong. So I think
Yeah.
that was a challenge. But yeah, I thought it was still, if I could compile the feedback and, respond to like the next time we do it, we can say like, here are the results from the last meeting. I think that would really interest people and see that we're hearing and we're adapting based on their feedback. So that's what I'm hoping for. I think that could be a very exciting series of kind of question, feedback, compilation, report back, that kind of feeling. So yeah, I thought that was cool that we did that.
Yeah, I guess I was there.
Yeah. What you think, Yoshi?
Yeah, I appreciate that about Dr. Young, that he really wanted to get all of the comments that everybody spoke about. And he said, like, I'm going to read them really carefully and pray about them. And yeah, I mean, there were so many comments in the Zoom chat on the side, and definitely not something that we could kind of spend time on immediately. But yeah, he really conveyed his heart that he's gonna, do that. And then he talked about things.
Yeah, he's like, I need to hear your opinion. I really love you guys. Blah, blah. And then he's like, if you're older than 20 and you're not blessed yet, it's too late.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if you've attended morning devotion, like, it's not new information. But it's still, as a single 30-year-old.
Yeah. And then I took a poll and it's like, yeah, 60% of the people on this screen are too late.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
But I think if we can give that feedback and he adapts to it, then that would also be hopeful. Although I noticed a few people dropped off, so I don't know if it was too much for them to handle, or it confirmed their fears of what, their concepts of leadership. So, but anyway, I think the word of mouth, and if we're sincere about it, I think it will be good. So
funnily enough, I didn't get an email about it. I heard about it because two separate people texted me asking me if I was going to be there. And then I kind of felt like, am I not invited to this?
Am I not invited?
Do I not match this description?
It's too late for Yoshi, so.
But I decided that I should attend anyway.
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
attendance. Yeah.
yeah, we didn't have too much time to get the word out. It was like 2 days before, and Dr. Young was like, let's do this. So, but I mean, there was a lot of people who showed up. I was surprised. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm hopeful. I think if we do that well, it's going to be a great way to engage the second generation. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so key developments.
Yeah.
Subregion 2 financial review and the second gen gathering with Dr. Young.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a few more. We had our Holy Canaanites. That's my personal online holy community. One shift that we did starting this week was instead of me giving all the kind of messaging, I started to now rotate with my Trinity. So now every other week they're going to be giving the message, and then the every other week I'm going to be doing the live coaching, which I love doing, and
Yeah.
I don't have to really prepare much. So it really like it's liberating for me because I know like my schedule is like free for Thursday nights. I mean, I'll be there, but I don't have to like stress about preparing for it. So to me, that was a major kind of development of my Trinity is ready now to deliver the message. I mean, they're all experienced leaders, but you know, I just having that it's quite relieving and comforting and exciting. So yeah, that's another big one. And I would say maybe the final one was the Subregion 1 Leaders Retreat. This was something that soon after the June 5th event, I felt like I need to do something to kind of reorganize my team, my whole subregion, to get clear on our goals going forward. So past 3-4 months was wrapped up in the June 5th event, and we made it kind of the best we could in terms of outcome with events with everything that we designed it to be. But naturally, because of the focus there, all the other goals really were not paid attention to. So I wanted to reorganize, review the goals, but make it meaningful for everyone. So yeah, I thought it went well. I think it could have. There are many places where I felt it could have been better, but Resford was pretty much running everything himself. So I got to help him delegate more, delegate better. But yeah, we had a whole half day where we're just reflecting on the past 6 months. That was really nice. I felt I got a lot out of that. And then the next day we were just like going down the line, each goal, like what it is, how we're measuring it, why is this goal important to you, and what are some strategies to achieve that? And so, all 7 goals, 45 minutes each, kind of like,
Wow.
yeah. So it was a pretty intense second day. But we did mix it with like, line dancing and music and
Wow.
performances, and good meals at East Garden. So I thought everyone felt good about it. And Dr. Young came at the end, and he gave a short kind of message to us. So all in all, I thought it was good, and I feel most important was for me. Through that process, I feel like I'm more clear on what it is that I want to do in Subregion 1. So pretty excited about that.
Great.
Yeah.
Exciting. Saw a comment. Yeah, Marianne Miller says, "Happy Parents' Day. Tell us about your parents, both of you."
You want to start, Yoshie?
Hi, Mommy and Papa.
Do they watch Tea with the President?
They do. Yes,
Oh, okay.
they do.
Cool.
Not live necessarily, but they watch it.
Okay.
Yes. The other week, I called my mom later, and she was so excited to talk to me about my hair because we had talked about my hair on Tea with the President.
That's so funny. The president commented on my hair.
Yeah, they're the best. They're wonderful. They're actually coming to visit at the end of this week, so I'm looking forward to that. My dad has never seen my neighborhood in New Jersey, so I'm gonna show him around a bit.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, my parents are definitely not watching Tea with the President. I don't know if they even have a Facebook account, so I don't think they can access it. But yeah, one quality for each. I'd say my dad is very strong-minded. Yeah, I guess everyone in my family is stubborn, but anyway, he's very can be a little in his later years. He softened up quite a bit, I must say. When I was growing up, he was super strict, but I think it was the daughters that did him in. And
as they do, right?
yeah, as they do, which is great. Thank goodness for daughters. My mom is really meticulous on certain things, like close to OCD. Kind of like making sure all the slippers are in the right place and everything has a proper order. She keeps records of, details. And, part of it I appreciate because, I also make lists and organize and I can get pretty detailed. So I think I get that from her. Yeah, so those are just one quality in each of my parents that I noticed and I probably inherited from them.
Great. Let's talk about the sermon.
Yeah.
And the comments from Facebook. So if you're watching for the first time, President Naokimi goes through and reads all of the comments from the Facebook live stream after he gives his sermon, and responds to them. Yes, into you with the president. We can kind of dig into it a little bit. Okay. So the first comment that you highlighted is from Jen Kamioka. She says, "It's always refreshing to see our president's cheerful vibe."
That was my one comment that I appreciated. Pick me up for myself.
Did you make that gesture when you read it?
We've been recently doing that for a photo at the retreat. Like people were talking about, when we take photos, we say like abaji, omoni, and then Dr. Young's been recently saying hebaragi, which is sunflower. And then so we're thinking like this is the sunflower move. So yes, vibrant. Thank you. I'm glad I can come across that way.
Okay, next comment. Jennifer Pierce says, "How to honor your parents? ? Gratitude, listen to them, do what they ask."
Yeah, Jennifer likes to put my main points concisely, so I appreciate that.
Yes.
It kind of captures some of the main points I'm trying to convey. So thank you, Jennifer. Good job.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Yet again.
Also, MC this week. Great.
That's right.
Great job. Red blazer. Okay, Dennis Manor said, "Wow, even God's children did not listen to him." Very deep.
Yeah, I felt like there's something more. I didn't quite explore it, but I felt like it came to me when I was like preparing that morning, like a insight. It's like, wait a minute, if God himself or herself couldn't get, his children to listen to them, but God is this almighty, all-knowing being, then it's like it's not dependent, it's not reflective of the quality of the parent if the children don't pay attention. And I felt like this could be a revolutionary thought. I was just, I just kind of put it out there, but because that's one of the biggest criticism that comes towards true parents is that if they're true parents, why their kids have all these issues, right? But then you can say the same thing to God. Like,
right.
If you're God, how come humanity is messed up? Kind of like, so it's, so I feel like there's something there that could be a very deep understanding of parenthood that, yeah, that it's, I don't know. I couldn't quite get it, but I just felt there's something to explore there further. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the divine principle does have an answer to that question when you turn it on God. So it feels very like meta, right? Like folded into itself a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, it's because, children has the freedom.
Yeah.
We all have a freedom, and God wants to honor that. So
And if we
it's
didn't
not,
have the freedom, then we would have even more resentment.
yeah, I think it
Yeah.
wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be real. The relationship wouldn't be real. So I think it could be an insight into for parents not to be so hard on themselves is what I'm trying to get at.
Right.
Is know that what you can do and what you're responsible for, but I mean, you can't not worry, but don't burden yourself based on how they respond or react, because they have their portion of responsibility to grow up also as kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Next comment. I wish the whole world could celebrate Parents' Day, not only America. From Akemi Hirose.
Jew. Yeah, let's make it a global holiday. I don't know how you would do that, actually. Are there any global holidays?
I don't know.
I'm assuming New Year's is kind of a global holiday,
Yeah, and
right?
maybe Christmas,
But
but I
even
don't know
like
if that's like
not
an
everyone's,
official,
yeah,
global holiday.
because not everyone's Christian, right?
Right.
So I think New Year's is probably the only global holiday. But it would be neat if you had Parents' Day, Parents' Day. I heard that the Pope said, although I don't know if it was true, somebody said in the comments that the Pope declared today as the International Grandparents' Day. So I don't know if that's true or not, but someone said that in the Facebook chats.
Gotta fact check that a little.
Yeah, I need to fact check that.
Yeah. Okay, next comment. Elia Roman said, honoring our parents sets the basis of an ideal society on Earth.
Yeah, I feel there's some deep truth there, and Mother has said similar things, and I've seen her model it, which is just constantly emphasizing Hyojung culture, which is literally, your filial devotion to God.
Right, yeah.
And I feel like that's really the essence of what it's going to take to create the kingdom. Because also that's the point where humanity went astray, was they didn't have that kind of filial heart towards God, and that's where all the problems started. So anyway, concisely put, very deep principle right there.
Okay, and then Frank G. Davis says, I can hardly wait for next year to celebrate my parents. Just kidding, I'm celebrating every moment.
It took me a moment to catch the joke, but I thought that was funny. Like, oh, I can't wait till next year to do the task of appreciating my parents. But anyway, good joke. Dad joke.
Dad joke on Parents' Day is like a double dad joke.
Appropriate, yes. Very appropriate.
And then Michael Dickerson is the last comment. He says, thank you, true parents, we love you.
Yeah, I thought that was a really sweet ending. Just appreciating true parents for who they are and what they've done.
Yeah.
So, thank you, true parents.
Thank you, true parents. So, okay, so we're done with the comments. What are you looking forward to for this coming week?
Yeah, I think for me this week, Dr. Young's going to be in Alaska.
Ah,
And that means a bit more free time for me.
the mouse is away.
Yeah. When the
Or
cat is
the
away,
cat is away.
the
The mouse.
mouses come out to play. um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to a little bit more kind of downtime with my wife. I think that's something I'm looking forward to. Whether it's morning breakfast together or evening without a meeting, something. Looking forward to that this week.
Great. Yeah. Yeah, in the comments, Gregory Davis just said it was so cool to see the testimonies of second gen as parents during Sunday service today.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true, huh?
and then
And
also
then Akemi,
Naokimi, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, for me personally, this was a very like Los Angeles Sunday service. Jennifer was the MC. Emily Seda and I grew up together. We're the same age.
Yeah.
And then Akemi was our older sister growing up, and it's just it's very heartening to see older than me, second generation, who are engaged in the community and like
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I felt the
Yes.
same when seeing Akemi. I was like, that's so awesome that she decided to show up. So that was great.
Yeah. Anyway, personally very inspiring for me. So on that note, Dr. Young is away this week. And that's what you're looking forward to for the coming
No, I said quality time with my wife.
time with your wife.
We gotta keep the record straight, Yoshie. This is being recorded and broadcast live.
For a second, I forgot that I had asked the question. So it was like reaching back in my memory to find, yes. Yeah, so on that note, we're out of time for this week, but we will be back next week. Thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you for making time in your busy schedule, President Naokimi.
Yeah, thank you. It's always a pleasure being on Tea with the President with you, Yoshie. So thanks for
right
hosting.
Back at you. Yes, and yes, we will see you next week. God bless you.
All right, God bless. Take care, everyone.
Bye.